Patrick, what stands out just about the protection that you had today?
I thought they did a great job. You know, they've been working hard the entire camp, and obviously the veteran guys did a great job. But it was good to see the young guys go up against some good rushers and some games and stuff like that, and give me a lot of time in the pocket. And when they give me time like that, guys can get open downfield, and it's kind of like cliche, but it all does. It starts up front, and when the offense line's blocking like that, it kind of gets the offense going.
You've got obviously some feel for playing with Josh and Kingsley. But how much different and how significant is it to get the reps in at least a preseason game?
Yeah, no, I was super excited to get out there, especially at Arrowhead, and get real reps with these guys. You know, I always talk about getting hit and stuff like that, and but to get the feel for the pocket, the trust with those guys, and give guys chances to make plays downfield, it shows that all the hard work that we put in training camp is paying off. And this is a little step, but it's a little step in the right direction. And so we're excited now to have 2 weeks to kind of prepare to play a really good defense in the Chargers. And so it was a good step today, and we'll continue to build as we get ready for the regular season.
Yeah, specific to those guys, is there something specific you learned tonight from how playing in a game with them is? That, I mean, points of reference you'll have?
Yeah, I thought they stepped up and did a lot of great things. You know, we challenged them all camp, and we gave them the hardest they can get going against Spags and putting them in one-on-one situations, and they learned and got better and better. And they have to continue to take steps in the right direction, and they've done that. And so there'll be mistakes every once in a while. That's part of it. That's part of playing in the NFL. But it's how you respond. And I'm excited for these guys to be challenged and then go out there and show who they are.
Patrick, you talked a lot about trying to push the ball downfield again. Had in the past, completed the long tech pawn, and had a couple others downfield. Does it give you some confidence that you're able to hit those even with probably a vanilla team?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just if defenses are going to have to play us the way that they played us kind of at the end of these last few years, and how they played today, we got to be able to win on the outside. And even the play early in the game that Rasheed got the face mask, thought he made a good adjustment on the ball before that. And so if they're going to be one-on-one on the outsides, and we can make plays, it puts them into you kind of saw today, you put them into the shell coverages, and then Trav starts getting going and stuff like that. And so in order to be the best version of ourselves, we have to be able to prove game by game that we can hit these deep passes. And if we do that, it opens up the rest of the offense, and everybody can get going.
Did you feel like you needed it?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I wanted to get out there. You know, the preseason is the preseason. We understand it, and you want everybody to stay safe and have your health and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're a football player, and you got to play football, and there's risks that are involved with that. And so we on this team, we want to get out there and give chances to showcase that what we're doing is paying off. And with new offensive linemen and so a couple new receivers and getting guys back that were injured last year, you want to go out there and showcase what you've been working on. And I thought we did a good job of that today, especially in those earlier groups. And so how can we build on that these next few weeks to go up against a great defense against the Chargers? And like I said, it was a small step, but it was a step in the right direction.
Patrick, the bubble screen play that you had to rush, I know it's a pretty simple play, but how your playbook after you got hurt, how big is that play for you, especially the way you're talking about defenses to play?
Yeah, it's just another threat. You know, I mean, Rasheed gets those screens like that, and he gets 15, 20 yards, and that kind of crushes a defense when they're worried about us going deep, and then all of a sudden we're hitting screens and getting the same explosive plays. That kind of completes the offense. And so having a guy like Rasheed, and then I think Xavier can do that stuff. I think Hollywood can do that stuff, and then I think Royals can do that stuff. And so it's having a couple guys, a couple versions of guys that can go out there and make those plays happen. It keeps the defense guessing on kind of where we're attacking on the field.
Patrick, did you think it was important to go back to Burchard after he wasn't able to hang on to that other one and kind of come right back to him? It seems like something Coach Reed likes to do.
Yeah, I think that's more Coach Reed. I've kind of gotten the sense now that Coach Reed, usually if something happens and a mistake happens of any sort, Coach Reed gives a guy another opportunity. And that was a tough catch in that first one. That gave him a chance on the field, and he wasn't able to come up with it. But it was good to see that he was coming up on the one, that tough catch over the middle there, and getting down there close to the red zone. I think I missed no on a wide open touchdown as I threw it, but it was still good to see 30 get the catch.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yep,
George, you're fresh off of a 4-year extension. Depressing news. Depressing questions. Have you treated your best friend, Chris Jones, to a nice, healthy meal?
Don't you ever say that dinner you treated us to is worth it. No, we don't count like El Magwe as a D-line dinner. You know what I mean? You got to take us to a nice steakhouse, treat us. You got $25 million a year, bro. Take us out. Treat us nice. You know what I mean?
The Chicago Bears clashed with the Kansas City Chiefs in the electrifying preseason finale on Friday night, where Chicago stunned the crowd by storming back from a daunting multi-score deficit to seize a thrilling 29-27 victory. It was their lone road game of the exhibition slate, and while the result won't count in the standings, the magnitude was undeniable, because this wasn't just any opponent. Across the field stood a Chiefs dynasty, a juggernaut that has powered its way to 7 straight AFC championship games and 3 consecutive Super Bowls. With Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and a host of other megastar starters lining up for Andy Reid's powerhouse squad, the stakes felt every bit like primetime drama. Mahomes himself is a global sports icon, an 8-year phenomenon who has already reached 5 Super Bowls in his 7 years as the starter, capturing 3 Lombardi trophies and redefining quarterback greatness. Yet, despite their aura of invincibility, Kansas City has carried one glaring weakness during his reign: offensive line struggles. Last season's crushing Super Bowl collapse against the Philadelphia Eagles exposed it brutally, with Mahomes enduring a career-worst 6 sacks. For Chicago, the night began in chaos. Their starters stumbled badly on both sides of the ball, looking shaky, overwhelmed, and dangerously unprepared, before turning the tide in jaw-dropping fashion. Quarterback Caleb Williams and the offense delivered nothing on their opening 2 drives, leaving fans restless and uneasy. Rather than pulling them early, head coach Ben Johnson kept his unit in for the final 2 minutes of the half, demanding resilience. That decision paid off when Williams ignited a thrilling 7-play, 78-yard march that finished with a sharp 3-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Romo Dunn in the closing seconds, sending a jolt of confidence through the sideline. Preparation still needs sharpening before Week 1 begins, yet at least they know. Longer must carry the bitter taste of failure into the break. On defense, Patrick Mahomes turned into the magician everyone expects, carving up coverages with pocket awareness and uncanny time-buying ability, making Chicago's defenders appear powerless. The absence of any pass rush left Mahomes with all day to operate, and by halftime, Kansas City controlled a 20-10 advantage. After the third quarter, the deficit widened to 27-10, a daunting 17 points that rarely vanish in football, preseason or otherwise. Yet Johnson is not a coach who rolls over. His relentless fire and obsession with winning glared in their operation against Kansas City, proving his Bears will battle until the end, no matter the scoreboard. Tyson Bagent, coming off a fresh 2-year, $10 million extension, stepped in and completely shifted the momentum, engineering 3 touchdown drives capped by a game-winning strike to rookie wideout Jody Walker, a dazzling play that may have sealed him a spot on the roster. At the very least, he looks destined to lock in as a practice squad contributor with serious upside. Preseason scores may not carry weight, but the process always does, and in the second half, along with flashes in the second quarter, Chicago's entire operation felt transformed into something sharper than fans have seen in years. The Bears won't see Patrick Mahomes every week, but the looming slate featuring the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, Joe Burrow's Cincinnati Bengals, Lamar Jackson's Baltimore Ravens, and the brutal NFC North presents no margin for sluggish starts. Begin slow there, and losses will stack. After the game, Johnson made it clear on ESPN 1000 that Saturday would be strictly business as usual, diving into the film to address every issue exposed. That kind of response after such an exhilarating finish reflects his trademark intensity, and now all eyes shift to Soldier Field, where the Bears showdown with the Minnesota Vikings in Week 1 officially begins the quest that matters. The preseason ended as a genuine success, with Chicago looking sharper and far more complete than they appeared at the start of training camp. If that improvement carries through the 2025 season, the team's future appears promising. Kansas City, on the other hand, managed its elite players with discipline, striking the balance between valuable reps and avoiding unnecessary risks. Mahomes, Kelce, and Jones sat out previously, yet Andy Reid's decision to start them Friday provided live-action preparation without jeopardizing health. This careful plan highlights readiness over recklessness, ensuring the stars are sharp for what's ahead. For Mahomes, even a limited showing proved valuable. It allowed him to adjust timing, evaluate protection, and enter a natural game rhythm while saving his body for the battles that count.